Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to SFF180. This is Mailbag Monday for February 2nd, 2015. Thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you've all had a really good week this last week. Mine has been eventful, but I will fill you in on those details a little bit later on, maybe in another video later on this week. But for now, the exciting news is a massive mailbag this week. Got 14, count 'em, packages. And so I am going to go ahead and dig right into these so that this does not turn into a Peter Jackson length mailbag. Let's get into the books. Okay, and this first one is from HarperCollins. Okay, and we start off here with a new piece of vampire fiction. As you know, not my bag, but maybe some of you are fans. This is a series called the Sanguines series, because blood and stuff. This is Blood Infernal. I guess it is the newest entry in this series. And when does it arrive in shops? The 10th of February. The second novel, oh here we go, in the Order of the Sanguines series, about an ancient Vatican order who seek the answers to a mystery found within the pages of a gospel written in Christ's own blood. See, now how would they know that? Would they like test the mitochondrial DNA or what? Blood Infernal, and I guess the first book was Innocent Blood. So if you're fans of this series, go for it. Oh, something from Penguin. What a pleasant surprise. Okay, well, this is a DAW title that they've already sent me the ARC for. It's called Impulse. The author is Dave Barra, debut author. And this is volume 1 of something called the Lightship Chronicles. Let's see, it says, readers of gripping military science fiction with a dose of compelling world building will love this debut, as well as fans of Lois McMaster Bujold's Volkozigan series, David Weber's Honor Harrington series, and Elizabeth Moon's Vata's War series. So there you go, that's the pitch. Readers are introduced to Lieutenant Peter Cochrane, an officer on Her Majesty's spaceship Starbound, bound for deep space exploration and interplanetary crises with his trusted crew. His future seemed clearly mapped out until Cochrane is given devastating news: the death of her girlfriend and many of her shipmates. Now his plans have been torn asunder as he is transferred to a ship under a foreign command en route to an unexpected destination and surrounded almost entirely by strangers. To make matters worse, his superiors have given him secret orders that might force him to become a mutineer. Okay, I'll be honest with you, there are, I'm picking out quite a few rather tired cliches in the premise there, but you know, it's still possible that he could spin a rather exciting spacefaring adventure out of all of this. So anyway, Dave Barra, Impulse, and it arrives from Doll Books tomorrow, February 3rd. And package number 3 says it comes from Macmillan. All right, this is one that I have been quite interested in since I first heard about it. The author is Judd Trichter. I think it's another debut novel. And it's called Love in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Comes out on the 3rd, tomorrow. And basically the idea is, let's see, it's hard to find the right girl, but when Elliot Lazar met Iris Matsuo, he instantly fell in love with her. The problem is Iris is really an android, a top-of-the-line C900, which is the kind of association that gets you killed in late 21st century Los Angeles, or anywhere else for that matter. And after Iris is kidnapped, chopped up, and sold for scrap, Elliot must embark on a hellish journey to recover her parts and put together the robot-slash-woman of his dreams. In Love in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Once Elliot and Iris get their hands on a boat, the plan is to set out for Avernus, the one place where the strict rules regarding humans and androids don't apply. Unfortunately, this journey gets indefinitely postponed when one night Elliot knocks on Iris's door only to find out, you know, and then everything is set in motion because she's gone, and etc., etc. On the one hand, this could be sort of like a parable of, you know, living in a society that, you know, cannot tolerate sort of out of the mainstream relationships. You know, like we're currently seeing with the whole marriage equality fight. So here we go then. Judd Trichter, Love in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Well, this looks kind of interesting. It's, you know, certainly sparkly anyway. It's called The Glittering World. The author is Robert Levy. It says another debut novel. Award-winning playwright Robert Levy spins a tale of alienation and belonging, the familiar and the surreal, family secrets, and the search for truth in this dark fantasy thriller with a supernatural twist, written in the literary tradition of Neil Gaiman, Scott Smith, and Peter Straub. Let's see, it's a long way from the grit of New York City to the stark beauty of Nova Scotia, and many years separate Blue Whitley's only 2 journeys between them. One occurred at 5 years old when his mother stole him away from the hinterlands of Canada. Now, 25 years later, he's returning to sell a house left to him by a grandmother he barely remembers. He plans the trip as a week of leisure, joined by his best friend Eliza, her stalwart husband Jason, and Gabe, a blues-admiring young co-worker. Idyllic Starling Cove, however, is not your typical vacation spot. Blue senses secrets withheld. Strange whispers on the wind welcome him home, pulling him towards the dense, dark woods. It's always the woods, isn't it? After a shocking discovery that Blue went missing in these forests, well, this is just spoilerizing the hell out of everything. Okay, so I guess he makes shocking discoveries, and then this uncovers ghosts and skeletons from the past and what have you. All right then, told from all four characters' points of view through lush evocative prose, The Glittering World is a stunning debut novel, a unique blend of taut psychological thriller and supernatural suspense. Comes out on the 10th. The Glittering World by The Glittering World by Robert Levy. Okay, this is going to be a Tor book. Okay, everyone, very happy to have this. I've already had it in e-arc form, but as you know, I always like to have the hard copy. This is the new novel by Elizabeth Bear, Karen Memory. Comes out tomorrow on the 3rd, and it goes like this. It's steampunk adventures, you can probably see from the cover, set in the late 19th century, when the city we now call Seattle Underground was the whole town and still on the surface. When airships plied the trade routes, would-be gold miners were heading to the goldfields of Alaska, and steam-powered mechanicals stalked the waterfront. Karen is a young woman on her own, making the best of her orphan state by working in Madame Damnable's high-quality bordello. Any bordello run by somebody named Madame Damnable is going to get my business. Sorry, just saying. Through Karen's eyes, we get to know the other girls in the house, a resourceful group, and the poor and the powerful of the town. Trouble erupts one night when a badly injured girl arrives at their door begging sanctuary, followed by the man who holds her indenture and who has a machine that can take over anyone's mind and control their actions. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the next night brings a body dumped in the rubbish heap, a streetwalker who has been brutally murdered. Bear brings alive this Jack the Ripper yarn of the Old West with a light touch in Karen's own memorable voice, and a mesmerizing evocation of classic steam-powered science. So there you have it. Very anticipated new book by Elizabeth Bear, Karen Memory, comes out on the 3rd. And also coming out tomorrow from Tor, this is called the Eterna Files. The author is Leanna Renee Heber, maybe? Either Heber or Hyber. Her first novel was a YA called Darker Still, and this is an adult novel. And it says it begins in London, 1882. Queen Victoria appoints Harold Spire of the Metropolitan Police to Special Branch Division Omega. Spire, a skeptic driven to protect the helpless and see justice done, is the perfect man to lead the department, which employs scholars and scientists, assassins and conmen, and a traveling circus. Spire's chief researcher is Rose Everhart, who believes fervently that there is more to the world than can be seen by mortal eyes. So are we getting the X-Files, Eterna Files, X-Files link there? Their first mission is to find the Eterna compound, which grants immortality. Catastrophe destroyed the hidden laboratory in New York City, where Eterna was developed, but the Queen is convinced someone escapes and has a sample of Eterna. And then other people are searching, so this is basically, you know, the magic formula that everyone is in search of. So here we have the Eterna Files by Leanna Renee Heber, or Hyber, out tomorrow from Tor. And a very big envelope from Random House. All right, I don't think I need to give this one too much introduction. As you can see, it is the final copy, the hardcover of Half the World, a sequel to Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. And this one is in stores on the shelves on February the 17th. When I have like something that's book 2 in a series like that, usually the sell sheet is chock full of spoilers in the synopsis for book 1, and so I don't really want to do that. But anyway, let's see what this one is. Okay, got some archy goodness from Tor here. This is a novel, I think, from another first-timer, name of Mark Turner. It's called When the Heavens Fall. It's the first volume of something called Chronicles of the Exile. And according to this, it comes out May 19th. It says it's the first of a brand new epic swords and sorcery fantasy series that features gritty characters, deadly magic, and meddlesome gods. Okay, not that much new under the sun here, but again, it's all in the telling, is it not? Shroud, Lord of the Dead, hid the Book of Lost Souls, a book that gives its wielder power over the dead, but a renegade mage has stolen it from a fellowship of mages known as Erin Elal that has kept the powerful relic a secret for centuries. The thief, a crafty, power-hungry necromancer, intends to use the book to resurrect an ancient race and challenge Shroud for dominion of the underworld. Okay, so you get the idea. It's that kind of good old traditional epic fantasy. A really nice big fat book if you like that sort of thing. Mark Turner, When the Heavens Fall, May 19th from Tor. Okay, getting through these nicely and efficiently. I kind of like that. This feels like it's a little mass market paperback from the Penguin people. Okay, yeah, this is one that is actually already out. It's called Deadeye. The author is William Dietz, best known for his military SF series, The Legion of the Damned. And yeah, it's rather unusual because what Ace and Rock Books most often do every month is they just stick all their monthly mass market paperbacks in one big overstuffed envelope for me, but they're doing it like this time. Anyway, it is a science fiction police thriller series, starting out, this is the first volume in it, and it says, it's been over 50 years since a terrorist virus divided the world between red zones, where people mutated from exposure live, and the safe zones where normal people reside. Readers are introduced to Detective Cassandra Lee, otherwise known as Deadeye, a member of Los Angeles Special Investigative Section, and a woman who has built a fierce reputation by taking down some of LA's most notorious criminals, but the serial cop killer Bonebreaker, who also murdered Lee's father, is still at large. Officially, she's too personally involved to work on the case, but unofficially, she plans on hunting him to the very ends of the earth. So you kind of get the idea here. Deadeye by William Dietz. It's in mass market paperback from Ace right now. Oh my golly, what do we have? Oh, and a box from Random House. Alrighty, the man boobs are on vivid display here on the cover of Burned. Probably not my sort of thing, but I'm quite sure it has fans. This is the new novel by Karen Marie Moning. And Moaning. You see what I did there? Okay, well, I guess, yeah, the general gist of this all is that it's lots and lots and lots of supernatural sexy time going on. And this book came out January 20th, so it's already out and about. And here it is, for those of you just dig in, bask in it. This looks like another little singleton mass market paperback from... Oh, it is! Okay, they finally sent me the actual finished copy. Congratulations again, Marshall Maresca, for his book, The Thorn of Denton Hill. It's on my 15 and 15 list. Basically, Magic Student is single-handedly taking on the criminal underworld of his city. Ought to be a lot of fun, and yeah, I'll be reading this one really soon. So, Thorn of Denton Hill, out tomorrow, I do believe, from Doll Books in mass market paperback. And this is now the third volume of the Merchant Princess Omnibus reprints by Charlie Stross, The Revolution Trade. This one is reprinting his series starting with The Family Trade. It's this sort of economically themed alternate world, secondary world fantasy series. And this one this one's already out, January 27th. This volume consists of The Revolution Business and The Trade of Queens, books 5 and 6 in the original release form. And I understand there's been slight revision, I think, to the text in order to, prepare these for these editions. As I understand it, the original plan that Charlie had was to release this as a trilogy, but then because these were written early in his career, the publisher, I guess thinking the books were too much, split them in half, and so he ended up having a 6-volume series. Where readers were frequently frustrated because you would have, books sort of ending in midstream and frustrating everyone. When all that had happened was, yeah, it was in fact one book that had just been chopped in half. So this apparently restores the trilogy to Charlie Stross's original intent. But The Revolution Trade is out right now from Tor in trade paperback. All right, getting close to the bottom of the stack, folks, and this is another one from Macmillan. All right, well, this is a less spiffy arc than Mark Turner's, but this is an arc from Tor. It's a new novel by Ed Greenwood called The Iron Assassin. The release date for this is apparently, let's have a look, June 9th. Hot Pulp Fiction, it says, a steampunk Frankenstein is a weapon of death in an alternate 19th century England, but with the help from one quirky inventor and one masterful invention, there may be a chance to save the English crown. Well, you get the idea. They say it's an original work that is sure to spur your imagination. On an earth that is not our own, Victoria never ascended the throne. The House of Hanover held England only briefly before being supplanted by the House of Harminster. It is a time of gas lamps, and regularly scheduled airship flights. Okay, so you get all of the standard issue steampunk stuff. And energetic young inventor Jack Straker believes he's created a weapon to defend the crown, a reanimated clockwork-enhanced corpse he can control. Sure, why not? Who needs armies? He introduces the Iron Assassin to the highly placed lords who will decide if Straker's invention becomes a weapon of the lion or something to be destroyed. Well, here we go then. Comes out, as I said, mid-June from Tor, The Iron Assassin. Oh, well, could be a lot of fun, that. Anyway, the final package for this week is a very large box from Random House, but it's very lightweight. So, you know, as if there were only one thing in it. What could it be? Bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. I can never... The big ones are hard to do. Wait. Ah, well, I'll worry about that later. Guys, seriously, this big box, just for this little book, seriously? Did you really just run out of padded mailers or something? Well, anyway, as you see here, this is a thing called Weirder Shadows over Innsmouth, and it is a collection of H.P. Lovecraft-inspired stories. So it's got Lovecraft stories in it, and then stories by other folks. Let's see who they are. I can't believe they packaged this like this. Here, you have an enormous, ridiculous box for a tiny book. Okay, well, you know, Kim Newman is in here, Caitlin Kiernan, Conrad Williams, Ramsey Campbell, Michael Marshall Smith, Brian Lumley, Ramsey Campbell. Seems like the, you know, the usual suspects. Right, well, you know, if you are an HPL devotee, then I suppose this one is for you. If you're not, well, then it's not. You know how it goes. But H.P. Lovecraft and others. This is from Titan Books. And there's no sell sheet, so I'm going to assume it is out now-ish. Well, you know, to be perfectly honest, I would rather have a book shipped in an overprotected state than an underprotected state, particularly, you know, in light of the recent theft. But that is it. That is the mailbag for this week. Some pretty cool stuff. Very large haul, as you have seen. So you know the drill. Light up the comments. Let me know which of these looks most exciting and interesting to you, which I should prioritize in the review queue. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, usual drill. Please leave a like, share this video far and wide with your SFF reading friends, and above all, please subscribe. We are so very close to cracking that 1,000 threshold. Alrighty, and until I see all of you guys next time, thank you so much for being viewers. Happy reading.